Malaysia, I had to come back and kind of realize that they don't say it's a good job, they won't say it's good. They say you can do better. So that triggered me. I said, wow, I was on top of the world, working 366 days a year, missing Christmas, Chinese New Year, Deepavali, Merdeka. My first ebook that I bought was $97. It's money that I don't have actually. Everything that you see online is mostly a scam.
What drives you to work so hard?
I broke down completely.
Do you believe that you are loved for who you are?
The people around you may love you, but they also can hurt you. I'll just be very honest. When I look at my phone, last time used to be family photo. But sometimes family will let you down. You know, there's a moment, right, where enough is enough, right?
Welcome everybody to the Business Buddha podcast, and on this episode we got our guest Elisha Hong. He is a very famous internet marketer. He used to be one of the right-hand man of some of the most famous internet marketers on planet Earth. And then let's see if he wants to dive into it. And then in this episode, we're going to be asking the raw, the real about the business and also the spiritual side, which is the Buddha side. So welcome, Eli. Thank you for being here.
Thanks, David.
So I think one of the biggest things, we're going to jump right to it, I would say, is why do you do what you do? Because, internet marketing, it's a very big topic, right? So let's talk a bit about that. Like, why do you do internet marketing when you could do any other business? Why choose this?
That's a great question. I actually accidentally went into internet marketing out of necessity because I went to the US to study film. So I have a bachelor's of film production in the US. I learned from real film directors who made the Godfather movies and all that. So initially, before I went to the US, I wanted to do hospitality, like hotel management, stuff like that. Then I went to communications. I really liked storytelling from young because I was, when I was 17, I was going on stage, singing, acting. Fun fact, I was a Malaysian Idol season 2, top 100.
Oh, Malaysian Idol?
I was featured in the Malay Mail,
wow,
in the front page. People were calling me when I was on.
Yeah.
So I was really more artistic, right brain versus left brain. So when I went to the US, the opportunity opened. In fact, they call it a PK, a pastor's kid, right? So in that sense, I'm religious. My dad's a pastor. So there was a pastor's kid who was in the US, in Oklahoma. He, had a very good success story. Went there to study, completed his master's, got a job. So that was like the step going there. But money-wise, we also knew that he didn't have much. So we believed in God. So my dad said, let's pray about it, see how it goes. And then we figured out that my mom had just 1 year of enough money. My mom's just a teacher, primary school teacher. And she said, this is all I have. We're going to borrow some money, put in the FD and make it, look like we have some money, and then send me over for 1 year. So that 1 year, I had to figure out how to earn money. So I ended up waiting tables. Because I was in film, I get some odd jobs. Like, I can carry the cameras and, very big ones last time, right?
Yeah.
Record. And then I realized it's very taxing on the body and things like that. Then I was really tired of doing that. Then I just stumbled upon, of course we use Google and all that. And I typed really that same thing that most people type, how to make money online.
And that was the start of the whole journey.
That was the start. So how to make money online, and I thought everything that you see online is mostly a scam because it's ebooks, right? So my first ebook that I bought was $97. It's money that I don't have actually. And
when was this?
This was 2007.
2007, and then people were still selling ebooks online.
Yeah. And
That's ancient.
The guy
in
who
times.
sold it was the guy who's something like quit your job or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking at it, and they talked about ClickBank, affiliate marketing, and I thought it was expensive for $97. It's just basically step by step how to launch your affiliate thing. And so I gave it a try. I launched my first campaign called, after I do some research, I did it on Google Ads. It's called How to Stop Premature Ejaculation.
That was your first product.
Was my first affiliate product.
But okay, how to stop premature ejaculation, and then where do you find the knowledge for it?
So because when you use ClickBank, you have to do some research. It's not like now.
Oh, you found a product that somebody else
there,
is selling.
right?
Okay.
Yeah. Then you search. Then they say they'll find something with high demand. So they had this thing where you could find high demand, right? And then I was like, okay, so this seems to be a problem. But I'm like easily 19 years old. I have no idea what is that because obviously I don't have that problem.
Yes.
However, it seemed like there was demand. So I just created a blog. I created the site and put the affiliate link, raw link, right? And then I ran an ad on Google. 24 hours later, I made $48 commission from ClickBank.
Wow.
And
And that's how the whole journey started.
This thing really works, man. Like, wow, it's amazing. But of course, on top of that, I started buying more stuff because if you get it once, then you keep buying more and more and more.
Yeah.
That's where I got bitten by the seminar business there. I attended many seminars there. That's where I met like Anik Singar, Franken, Russell Brunson. I met them in person before they were big, like huge.
Yeah.
I attended their seminars and
how much do you make total from your ClickBank or affiliate marketing journey?
I
back
made
then?
a few $1,000s, enough to pay for my university.
Wow.
Yeah, I still have that screenshots before. Yeah.
And then what shifted? Because back then you were doing affiliate marketing, but then you shifted to start your own business.
Yeah.
Like, what was the shift? Like, you came back? Like, what happened?
So actually in the US, while I was doing affiliate marketing, I was working on a product that got me quite a lot of consistent sales, and then the product got taken down. Then I realized as an affiliate marketer, your income is dependent on the creator. And when it got taken down, I still remember the guy, his name is Jamie Lewis. And then I was like, wow, what happened, man? Then I started to go to seminars, and I talked to some of the seminar gurus there. And I started to JV with them. So I realized that I can provide services to all these people. And as I work with them, some of the gurus there even asked me to create some videos and products. So I made quite a bit of money also after that from there. So that I learned how consulting is, how to offer people services on a retainer, and all of that actually happened in the US. And then I finished and graduated. 5 years later, I came back to Malaysia. And at that time, I was already like, in 1 year, I don't have to work.
Yeah.
I was playing World of Warcraft for 1 whole year, ordering like food from Amazon, chips and bars. And I was just playing games so when I couldn't get my visa, so I just came back and I continued playing games. So one thing led to another. When I was playing games, coming back to Malaysia, I bought another ebook or e-course. It's a gaming course.
Yes.
Right, and that gaming course is done by a very famous marketer here in Malaysia. And obviously that actually, connected me to that person.
Yeah.
So through gaming, I found out about these other marketers doing very well in gaming.
Yes.
And that's where, But of course, at the same time, I was looking for other big companies in Malaysia who needed my services. So that's how I reached out, actually. I created videos to attract these people. So I met Vishen Lakhani in Washington when I was in the US. And he said, why don't you just create videos and send it to Mind Valley? All right, and I met him in the lift. He said that, and I was like, hey, this is great, brilliant idea. So let me come back to Malaysia and do that as a way to attract businesses as well. Because back then, nobody is really using video to do such things. People are sending like, paper documents, things like that to offices, right? Yes. So I caught that attention.
Caught that way.
Yeah.
So what was the first company you started back then?
My company? It's always been known as Simple Marketing.
Yeah.
The moment I came back, I registered the business in Malaysia. So Simple Marketing Solutions.
And what did they do back then?
It's building websites. So I built over a few hundred WordPress websites back then. All the templates and all that. Yeah. And then I would run maybe a Google ad, because last time Google ad is more popular than Facebook ads.
Yes. And then I think there was a period that you worked with this Malaysian, famous Malaysian marketer.
Yeah.
And then you guys did hosting. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
So actually, when I was in the US, right, I also started a hosting company, web hosting to be accurate. So the reason for that is because back then when you use WordPress, you need web hosting. And then I realized there's something called reseller web hosting. And back then you would buy from, HostGator or some other hosting websites. And then you realize that, wow, I can pay maybe $20, $30 a month, and I can host 100 domains from that. So I actually managed to build a web hosting company in the US doing that, because another thing is recurring, right? Recurring is very important in terms of business. So when I implemented that, I brought it back when I was in Malaysia, I just had this conversation with the famous marketer. And he's a gamer too, so we kind of clicked. But of course, at that time, he wasn't sure whether we can work together. So towards the end of the conversation, I said, I think I have one more thing I can share with you. I run a web hosting company, and does that seem interesting to you if you would like to duplicate that for your business? Then he was like, "What, web hosting company? Like a HostGator or something like that?" I was like, "Yeah, I can do something like that. And I can make pretty good margins with that." He's like, "Oh wow, let's do it, right? Let's go figure that out and how to launch it." So that became like,
And that's where you guys started the work together.
Yeah, that's right.
And what was the peak when you guys were working together? Like, what have you guys built over those years?
So many things. Like, of course, we built 7 figures in terms of the web hosting. It was just me.
Yeah.
I'm support. I'm tech. I'm everything.
You're the one-man show.
Yeah. I was doing support,
Yeah.
being the technical guy and everything. And then, of course, the opportunity arose when I was able to speak internationally with him as well.
Yeah.
And
So back then, you were literally his right-hand man. You helped build this 8 to 9 figure digital business empire
together. Yes,
Yeah, you travel around. Back then, I was still a kid. You travel around to different countries, South Africa, whatever it is, to all around him, and then you run a lot of the business. So a lot of people will say, like, you were on the top of the world. What made you leave?
I was on top of the world, working 366 days a year, missing Christmas, Chinese New Year, Deepavali, Merdeka, every single thing. So I was also hospitalized a couple of times, and I still didn't care. So I was still working in the hospital. The doctor came up to me, "Young man, why are you still working? Close your laptop and don't work." I still continued ignoring him. So after like 4 or 5 times being hospitalized, that didn't really do anything to me until I had a conversation with him. He said, "Look, you're not taking care of your health. You might get a warning letter for that." I'm like,
Huh?
What?
What?
A
Warning letter for not taking care of your health.
Yeah, so you need to take care of your health.
But you're working for him the whole time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And to me, that's like, obviously he's a health buff, and
Yes.
and I everyone's different, right? So I was like, what? How is that even? Okay. I don't know. If you're working non-stop, right? Like, how do you control that?
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
so what happened when you get the warning letter?
So that triggered me. I said, wow, I'm working so hard, sacrificing everything, and yet I'm not doing my absolute best for you. Like, wow, I'm surprised. Even though I've
What
sacrificed.
drives you to work so hard?
It's just that time, right? You felt you had ownership, right? So the good part is when he gave me this whole project, I had complete ownership. Like, he gave me control. I built the whole thing. I could hire anybody if I wanted to.
Yes.
I built, like, not just hosting agency, hired many interns, do SEO, all kinds of stuff.
Yes.
So kind of like I have a piece of the business, right?
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, and I'm generally remunerated fine, right? But after a few times, I think words really hit me really hard, right?
Yeah.
Like when you work so hard, someone didn't say, "Yo, good job," The Asian stars. I'm so used to American, right? You're like, "Whoa, fantastic, good job," right? Then in Malaysia, I had to come back and kind of realize that they don't say if it's a good job, they won't say it's good. They say you can do better. Or if you give your all, they say it's not enough, right? Then you become really empty, right? You're like, oh.
So when he told you that warning letter, that was the final straw.
No, actually, I didn't. At that point, not yet.
No,
Until when I traveled to him in the US.
Yes. What happened?
Another round, yeah.
So what was the breaking point like?
The breaking point was, so when he went to the US first, we were going to a summit, the traffic summit, right?
Yeah.
By Ryan Dice. And he landed first. And then it takes about 36 hours to travel from Malaysia to the US.
Yeah.
A few layovers.
Yeah, those flights are terrible.
Tired, man, right? So the moment I land, of course, I went to the hotel room, opened the door, just lay down a bed for a while. He said, "Hey, did you check that email, that hosting email? Like some support email." And I'm like, I just arrived.
Yeah.
I don't have internet on the airplane, and you're asking me, like, what's the status? And he said, 24 hours is too long. I said, I'm flying. I'm traveling.
And he
How
knows.
can I answer emails while you're all this, right? I usually do, but
Yeah.
this time it's just a standard, right? Then that was the moment. I said, wow, how come I'm still not good enough? All right. And I have 2 more weeks to go with him
Yeah.
to sleep together. And I said, oh, it's going to be hard. And yeah, so from there on, I actually said, that's it. And
How do you find the courage to stand up for yourself? I think a lot of people right now, they may be in a situation where the pay is good, they have ownership, they enjoy what they do, but then they are in maybe a bad workplace or maybe under bad leadership. How do you summon the courage to drop everything?
there's a moment, right, where enough is enough, right? And I was given a very good payout, right, a 6 months ahead payout, something like that. And I sacrificed that. I just said enough is enough. I got to do something for myself, right? And I broke down. I broke down completely.
So when you broke down, like, was there somebody there for you, or what do you tune into? Because I think a lot of people, when they break down, if you're lucky, you have people around you. If you're not lucky, you're alone. So what got you through those tough times?
For sure, it's my wife, lah. Right. Obviously, when you break down, there's fortunately I'm married to a wonderful wife who was with me.
Yeah.
And yeah, that helped a little bit. But cutting that off affected me as well. As in, like, I didn't know exactly what I want to do yet.
So you didn't have a plan figured out.
I just cut it off.
You just cut it off.
I said, yeah.
And then what was the response from them? Like when you cut it off, like what do they encourage you to go, or?
Yeah, well, there's a good story to this. I mean, he told me, why not? I have a place in Genting. We'll spend 1 month there and figure it out. Maybe you can chill and then let me know if all is good. I said 1 month in Genting, like being a monk, is it? Like, that's very nice. Thank you very much. But I don't know if I want to do that, right?
Yeah.
1 month off. And I think it will still be the same. As in, I mean, at that moment of time, I think the way he did things was like that. Of course, there's a closure to this whole thing, just so you know. Maybe we can talk about that later.
Yeah.
But yeah, as in, I just couldn't. The hurt was, the pain was too great. Yeah.
So when you left, what happened?
After I left, about a month in, I invested in a couple of things and lost money.
Yes.
I thought I could invest and then automate my income. Then I came to a point where I had almost no money. The banks were calling me, credit cards, everything. My wife said, "Yeah, you gotta figure something out, And then I remember I told her about another mentor who passed away. I think both of us know him.
Yes.
And she said, "Yeah, you've been talking to this man, right? And why don't you just ask him, talk to him since he's coming to KL. You told him he's coming to KL, right? And he has been asking me out for a few times as well. He told me out. He took me out. Share, like, he might be interested in working with me because he knew I left. So the thing is, word spread very fast when I left, and people everywhere kind of heard and like, hey, would love to work with you and things like that. I said, I'm not ready. I'm just baggage, right? There's so much baggage. So I actually said no to him a few times, and then he just tell me like, hey, let's meet up again. And then he even offered to fly my wife, my kid, all the way to Penang, where he was from. So that was the moment when my wife told me to take action, right? Just go talk to him, get, see what you can do. Because at this point in time, you are pretty much out of options. And I did try a few things. She supported me by saying, why don't you just do your first seminar? And I said, I don't know if I can. So she said, just do it in a cafe, right? So I brought a TV screen and a laptop, and then who do I invite? My ex colleagues and her colleagues. We came here and do like a mini cafe webinar. I talk about internet marketing, how to make money on e-commerce, whatever, right? That was my first venture. So, but then doesn't make money. So obviously, she said, why not just see what comes? So by working with this other person, he opened a lot of doors for me.
And he was your guiding angel.
Oh yeah.
But it sounds like your wife is a big influence.
Oh yeah, also. Because I was a bit stubborn, right? I was like, I want to start my own thing. I don't know where to start.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And then right now, so what are you doing right now? Because I know you work with a lot of businesses.
Yeah.
So what is the biggest problem when it comes to businesses now with their internet marketing?
Biggest problem now, they're not aligned. They don't know what they are offering, right?
Yeah.
They are unclear. So a lot of times I'll go in and say, "What's your offer, right? What do you offer? How can we, straighten this out and make it sexier so that it's better out to market?" Yeah.
So what do you think, like, when it comes to a great offer, what constitutes a great offer?
What constitutes a great offer? Yeah. It depends on the industry, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Let's say if it's
Let's say let's say I do carpet cleaning.
carpet cleaning.
Yeah.
Okay, putting me on a spot right here. It's kind of like value add, right?
Yes.
Like let's say there's
Like a service. So let's just say any
service.
service.
Yeah. So essentially, what I'll try to do is, okay, what kind of carpets are you selling that is very different from everyone else?
Yes.
Like carpet cleaning services, right?
Yeah.
Do you do it fast enough? So sometimes I sell speed, right? And that's actually kind of like my core. It's that's how I got a lot of clients in the first place, is because I can do it 10 times faster than anyone else. All right. So if I'm gonna do it for carpet cleaning, I say, well, I can come in 10 minutes. I have all the gear. Just open your door. I'll get it done in 10 minutes, or it's free, right? A very compelling offer. Right, that makes it people say, wow, I want that, I want to buy that, right? So most of my offers and in my business as well, I constitute a lot of speed inside. Yeah.
So also one other thing is speed. So other than offer, what else do a lot of businesses struggle at usually?
Okay, you talk about sales and marketing team.
Yes.
Because I coach a lot of these teams, and the teams are actually operating differently from each other. They don't talk to each other, right? So we really have to work together with sales and marketing, right? And they don't even know what's.
Why do you think sales and marketing always end up quarreling? Because like there's a saying like, sales and marketing. Sales always wants this way, marketing always wants another way, right?
Yeah.
So why do you think that they are never aligned, even though they're still both making money for the company?
I think they're not talking to each other. In most parts, they are always playing the blame game, all right? So like you and I, we know we do both, right? We do sales and marketing, so we are one with marketing. But sales always blame marketing. Yeah, your leads suck, right? It's bad, whatever it is, and marketing and sales always say you're not enough leads, right? And marketing say we've tried our best, we've done this already, and they're not. The sales team is not giving ground information as to, hey, this client, their pain point is this. Transfer back to the marketing team. So there's no alignment, right? When they don't talk together, they don't speak the same language. They're not going to be aligned.
So how do you get people aligned? Like if right now I have a sales and marketing team, how's the fastest and quickest way to get them to align?
Put them in the same room, ask them to talk it out, everything, hash it out transparently, shout it out, say what's working, what's not working, and let's work together on making it happen. Yeah, this is literally the basics of teamwork, right? So if they don't work together, and sometimes sales and marketing team are from different age groups. So some people, the sales team is older, like 20 years, and then marketing is young, right? So this thing we have to kind of adjust depending on the company. But I'll put them together first. Let's just rip the Band-Aid, talk it through, get it beyond superficial, and then like find out what's the core issues. Like, hey, sales, what is the problem with the leads? Or sales, can you give us more information? Or marketing, like, what can we work on, in terms of angles and things like that, right?
Yeah.
And make those changes fast enough, and then act on it quickly.
So if right now I'm a business, like I'm just starting out,
Yeah.
like, or I already have an established business, but I have zero marketing, where would you tell me as a business owner where to start? Do I start on video? Do I start on TikTok? Do I start on ads? Do I start on, I don't know, affiliates? Where do I begin? Because the world of internet marketing is very complex.
Yeah.
Right? So, but most people, they get overwhelmed. So they end up tipping their toes in multiple things,
Yeah.
but they never go deep. So what's your look on this? Do you go deep on one thing or do you try many things? What do you say?
So I'll give you two examples. One is a brand new restaurant,
Mm-hmm.
and then another one is a education program. So a brand new restaurant, nobody knows about them. So they have 20 different cuisines in there, all right? And they approached me and say, how can we market this place? Don't even have signboard.
Mm.
So I said, why not we record a video showcasing the restaurants, what they offer, and then we run a video ad, all right, on Facebook, right, video views. So that video campaign reached out to about 500,000 people for 3,000 ringgit. It went viral, in fact, right? And people from the airport actually drove straight from the airport to, PJ where the restaurant is, right? So like the exposure is great, and then the income started to grow, like from, So that's one example of
So that's
brand
paid
new.
ads.
Yeah,
So just
yeah,
paid,
paid
ads sort
ads,
of.
yeah.
Okay.
Or I mean, of course, you can have a video organically, but it'll be slow, right? So I would suggest paid. You don't have to spend a lot of money, but still get a lot of reach as long as you are interesting, right? You have some interest, and the people out there will feel like, hey, there's something different. Okay, let's check it out, right? Yeah. The second example was I had an opportunity to work with brand new. They are involved in parenting.
Yes.
Completely brand new, just me, the CEO, and one admin person. And we built it into multiple 7 figures in 3 years. So what we did was, he is very passionate about parenting. And imagine there's so many parenting courses out
Yes.
there already. Tremendous. So he said, I have a stepdaughter who has grown, to about almost adult now. And I asked him, I said, why not you interview her of to the 10 best parenting things that you've done for her, and let's put that into a course together, right? So how?
So you interviewed the
yeah,
kid.
yeah. So the dad would interview the kid,
Yes.
and then get 10 things, right?
Yeah.
And from that 10 things, 10 topics, what we did was we would make one of that topic, the most important topic, the preview, all right? So for that to work out, we just had to do weekly webinars. And ironically, he refuses to do any webinar on a weekend because he wants to spend time with the family. So I said, can we just do it on a weekday morning? I said, I've never done a preview 10 a.m., weekday morning, every week. Who would be tuning in, right? So we just did an ad, an image ad. We started off from there every single week. And it's like, he would do like a parenting podcast after that. So after they attend the preview, it's like 1.5 hours. At 2 o'clock, he will start teaching the second module. So
Yes.
there's 10, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. You do the rest every week. Then the cycle repeats again. Then we realized that in the Malaysian market, there are a lot of parents who really care. Right?
Yeah.
There's a mix of like 30% single parents, 30% young parents, and another 30% is like older grandparents, right? And they make up the mix of Malaysia, right? And all cultures, Chinese, Malay, Indian, everyone would tune in, all right, to improve their familiar relationships, right? And to me, and it's evergreen, right? It's constantly evergreen, to the point where we even had a competitor copy our ads and even do the same thing, our slides and everything.
So it sounds like your go-to is always ads.
Yeah.
Why? Why not? So what's your view? Ads versus organic content. Like a lot of people are like, oh, let's create organic videos on TikTok or that. Let's hope and pray we go viral.
Yeah.
So why do you champion ads so much?
Well, it's time versus money, right? And how much time it takes to create a lot of content. So for example, I just met somebody yesterday. He's like, look, my team created 300 pieces of content for a baby niche. Then I look at the Instagram, few hundred followers, 1, 2 likes. And the team created massive content. But it's not being reached out. Then I said, I can use one piece of that content and I can reach out to so many people because I know this could convert, right? So I subscribe to ads as long as every dollar you spend, you get a break-even point, $1 back, or 2 or 3x, ROAS, right? Return on investment, ad spend. So it's one of the fastest way, and I think we can have leverage, right? And ads is definitely a great way to leverage, and there's so many ways to do it, yeah.
Okay, and then so when we do ads, like what platform works the best usually?
You can have Google, Google Ads.
But I want to hear your point. Like, what's your go-to?
My
Like-
go-to, of course, I use Facebook Ads that runs with Instagram.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Why are you so heavy on Facebook and Instagram so much?
Interestingly, the people on Facebook are much older, right? Nowadays, it's
Yeah.
like your parents are on Facebook.
Your parents are my parents are on Facebook.
Yeah.
They just dabble into Instagram, but I
Yeah.
don't think they're on TikTok.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah. So the age group right there on Facebook are a bit more matured now. All right, they are like your parents and things like that, and they're very qualified people, right? And they're curious to see what's going on, and I think that's the right audience to work with. In the case where I'm talking about parenting or anything else, in fact, I've used Facebook across all kinds of industries, from extremely high value products, like we're talking about millions and millions of dollars, like real estate, for example, which makes up 50% of my portfolio as a marketer, and from small things like sauces, like curry sauce and all that. So I've seen a great range of versatility when I'm using Facebook ads and Instagram ads. So it's very powerful. Like it does cover a wide ground. Yeah, and it converts as well. Yeah.
No, but then what about TikTok?
TikTok, from my personal experience working with another of my partners, we managed to do diapers for mothers, young
Yes.
mothers. So you know.
So
this-
TikTok is a different audience.
Yeah. We did like a diaper brand and samples. Right, we gave out samples. Wow, 50 cents per lead. That sort of, yeah.
So 50 cents per lead, like I think for people listening to this, is that cheap or is that expensive?
Well, in my category, it's really cheap.
Yeah.
Right. Generally, we look at the market cost. It can range from 10 to even thousands in terms of ad spend, right? Depending on your niche, right? So when you see 50 cents, you're like, wow, this never happens in Facebook, because it's like an era that is, like it's the Facebook era when it just came out, or Google
Yes.
era when it first came out.
And how much do you make from that campaign in the end?
We only did some samples, so we don't have the full data,
Yeah,
but it
yeah.
was doing very well. As in, like, we had thousands of diaper samples.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thousands.
It's crazy. Yeah.
So-
So
so-
mothers are there.
So then the question is this: it's like if right now I were to start all over again, or you were to start all over again, what platform would you focus on?
Straight away, I'll go back Facebook.
Go back Facebook.
Straight away, I'll do.
Why?
I will get the response that I need, right? And I know the crowd is there, right? And it's easy to get leads. Right?
But with all the competition that Facebook is facing, Google and TikTok, do you think they'll be replaced one day, or do you think like there should be number one?
Google is still here, right? And as a company, they continue to innovate, all right? So any company that continues to innovate, like Meta is still constantly innovating, and I see that Mark Zuckerberg is doing that. It won't be like those times where Zanga and all those blogs, right, don't even exist anymore,
Yeah.
right? Or MSN, those kind of stuff. So if you see them continuously evolving, I think ads will continue to stay with them. The users will continue to stay, yeah.
So which then leads us to the question of AI,
Yes.
right? Do you think one day you will be replaced by AI?
I think I'm already replaced by AI. Well, in a sense, copywriting, for example, right?
Yeah.
I used to write a lot of copy.
And then now AI can do it
Yeah.
cheaper, better, faster.
Yeah.
So then, like, why would people engage somebody like you, like a marketing agency, right now?
Yeah.
Because a lot of young people, like, when they try to start a business, they don't know what to do. The first instinct, especially males, mostly they end up starting either a content agency,
Yeah.
a marketing agency. There's a joke where for every 10 entrepreneurs you throw a stone, 2 to 3 of them are marketing agencies. So, do
Yeah.
you think there's a future for marketing agencies?
Yes. Yeah. No, actually, there's still a huge demand for marketing agencies. I'm working with a number of property developers, and they always say there's not enough marketers out there, digital marketing. Like the way I do it is performance marketing, right?
Yeah.
Where you get leads and all that. There's plenty of branding marketers. They do the nice, graphics,
Graphic
for
design,
yeah,
brand
it's
portfolio.
all, they are plentiful, right?
Yes.
But people who generate results, very few, right? So we still need more. In fact, I need more people like that as well in the industry. It's because you get overloaded, right? There's too much work and there's not enough hands to go by.
What makes you what would you say is the characteristic of a good performance marketer?
They need to understand what triggers people, like at an emotional standpoint. What are the hooks? What are the messages to attract the market?
Can you give a few examples?
Yeah. So like the message, right? Is again, I attribute this strategy to the late mentor. When I first met him, he said, "You don't know marketing at all, Eli. You've done all these things and you don't know marketing." I said, "What? What do you mean?" So that's why I'm gonna just kind of attribute this to him.
Yeah.
He said the message is the key. It's the goal, the secret to unlocking any campaign. So if I'm looking for a marketer, and I will say, how do you market this? They say, sell me this pen, right? Like the Jordan Belfort way, right? As a marketer, I will not say, sell me this pen. I'll say, what's the most important thing in marketing? Sell me a message, right? What's the message that you want to sell right here? Then they have to kind of think like, what I want to hear what is your message. Yeah.
But then there's products out and services out there where they dance or they're viral, but then what happens is that they don't need they don't need a message. Their message is just, the packaging looks good. Is that a message or what? Like, what's the message there?
Well, you're saying when they dance.
Like whether it's they dance, whether it's like, the packaging or the aesthetic of the restaurant. That's what a lot of young people are moving towards. More Instagrammable moments, more video-worthy moments, but there's no messaging there. Do you think that's hype or what?
Yeah, so I think messaging has many layers to it, right? It's
Yeah,
not
so
just,
what are the layers?
Words, right? There's messaging as in is the color, the text, representative of the message that you are trying to share, right? So it can be a visual message.
Okay.
All right. So if we are doing entertainment, we are dancing. What's the message you're trying to send here across? If it's a meaningless, pointless dance, then I don't see any message from there. So I think you have to be I think the word here is intentional. Right? With who you are trying to attract. And then you craft the message, whether it's in text, words, whether it's a form of art, whether it's a form of dance, even a joke, right? Everything is a message, right? So we have to craft that. And like a movie, I was in a film background, the first thing that we did in film school is not taking the camera and recording. The first thing was the most boring thing, is script writing. And I had to take 2 script writing classes, and then only I can start to film and shoot. After that, only you start to edit, right? So there's a whole process to this madness, right? So that's why we have to plan first. 80% of the time is planning the message, the script, and then we make it alive. 20% is filming and then editing, right?
Hey, if you enjoyed this episode of the Business Buddha podcast, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and let people know. Tag us on Instagram or TikTok and let people know about this beautiful podcast called The Business Buddha, where we help you find freedom, scale, and exit from your business, and ultimately, how do you balance and find hope, strength, and power in the darkest times and persevere through in your business. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. How would you say your filmmaking background or your background in what you studied affected you today to become an effective marketer?
There was a formula my professor shared. Until today, it stays in my mind. In film class, he said, there is always a beginning, middle, and end. Then I'm like, wow. If your frame of thought is like that, then you would have a clear sort of journey. When you are writing your script, you must have if a blank piece of paper, you just write beginning, middle, and end. At least you know in the beginning you have this, right? What's the story about this person? In the middle, you need to have a bit of a climax and then a bit of suffering, right? And then at the end, it's like that's the hero story, right?
Yes,
like,
the ending.
He either made it or he didn't, right?
Yes.
So this whole process shaped my mind as to even when I'm writing copy, there must be a beginning, middle, and end. In marketing, we always say the ending must have a call to action, all right? So it anchors my thought process, right? So if you don't have that, then a lot of times you don't know where are you at in terms of your marketing structure, ideas, and things like that.
So let's talk a bit about this. Like when it comes to marketing, right? What would you say are your top three most proudest marketing campaigns?
Proudest
Like
market. Yes.
so you've done a lot,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
You've done for almost like I would say 30, 40 different industries, big companies, small companies. What would you say are the three most I will never forget those campaigns?
Yeah. I'll share. The first one was an essential oil company.
Okay.
Well known in Malaysia as well. There's a person running it. So network marketing is a taboo, right? In Malaysia.
Yes, yes.
Wow, network marketing. You are
People don't like network marketing.
Yeah. There's this whole sentiment, right? Of course, the people who are successful in that. So this lady came up to me, and she's only one person, and she invited me to discover essential oils. Then I said, okay, are you trying to recruit me?
Mm.
Then she says, well, not, just trying to expose you to this. Okay, so what do you want to do? Then she said, I want to grow this. So what happened was, why I'm proud about this is because I created her brand. And then she ended up recruiting thousands of people through Facebook Messenger ads,
Okay.
right? And she became the ambassador of the company for the essential oil company, top ranking. So it was a surprise to me when I saw that happen, and I realized how powerful it is. And we are not talking about network marketing anymore. We are talking about the impact of the product that she translated the story into something so meaningful that everybody can do it. Example, right? She turned essential oils into a soap making class, and she used YouTube to get some ideas and started to use that as the message to grow her whole downline.
So why would you say she did not just say, hey, like come join my downline?
Yeah, I think that's old school, right? Like we don't want to be the same like everyone else, and we don't want to create that pressure.
Yep.
And so that was one turning point for me. I was like, wow, you don't have to be like that. Like everyone else, call. How like you go to those kind of network marketing trainings, you have to call your close friends first, and then they break ties with you.
They hate you after that.
Yeah, so we don't have to do all that. So that really is marketing, right? Marketing is a very great way to send that message. Bring something that's an activity that really connects everybody together, and then make it into a business that people can relate to. That sets everyone apart. Yeah.
So when you talk about this, right? One of the things is that you travel all around the world, right? And then you also work with developers in Johor and basically help them sell the property. Now, one of the things that you've been able to do is you've been able to build this global business, right? So a lot of people maybe they were listening to this and then they're like, hey, I'm local. I want to go global. I want to take my business and then make it international. How do you do that? Because how you do it is a bit different. So can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah. Going global, as in around Asia for a start, right?
Yeah.
I think, I have been blessed to know a lot of people in my journey. And of course, networking is very important. Right? You need to know people, and then you need to dare to ask as well. So if you're entering a new market, you need to dare to ask. In this case, I have been adding value to a lot of people that I work with around me, and they felt like, hey, why not? I'd like you to help me with this. And then, they happen to be in Thailand, for example, and then they just ask me over, right? So one thing would lead to another, right? They say that if you can't go backwards looking backwards, but if you work on that relationship and keep at it, all right? So what I learned was, in any relationship, you got to be consistent and keep that going. Whether it's a business relationship or personal relationship. And when you do that, when an opportunity comes down from wherever, you are ready to deploy that without the sense of awkwardness, right? Like, you're calling me out of the blue for a favor, right? Right. That's a very difficult way to do business, right? So yeah, continue to just give value to people. Don't hide in your house, stay alone. Just be out there, network with people. When you got the opportunity to work with someone, try to make it easier for them, right? So try to add value first instead of asking. I think that would be helpful. Yeah. And if you have no connections, then create your own connections. For example, I would do an event for myself. All right. Now you just run again. Broken record. Run an ad, and then do an event. You are the host. Connect with people, and then that's how you start with your
Give us
seed.
an example how you do that. I think a lot of people who are watching this is like, okay, that sounds interesting. So I run an ad, I become the host, and then people come to me.
Yeah.
Like, how were you able to do that? And what country do you did that in?
So like Thailand, for example, right? So you can run an ad. You can, of course, you do a hotel event. You book the hotel, and then you can call it like a investor networking event, right? Okay. So after that, you would run an ad, and you would then say you are the speaker, or you have an invited guest to come and speak about investment, all right? And then after that, they would, maybe take about a month to promote this whole thing, and then you can deliver value from there, like what makes a good investment, things like that. So you share value based on that. And then I've met all kinds of people from that event, just like that, right? I'll meet people who are from Dubai, who are jade miners, right? Or people who have lived in Thailand for 30 years, who are Malaysians, right? And then you start to network with these people, right? Some of them are obviously in crypto or things like that. Right. So our IT specialists, things like that. So you start to establish yourself as an authority when you do that as a host, right? So actually everything is kind of like an illusion is in your mind, right? You just have to do it. You have to create a space that you can call your own, right? And then when people come, you host them, treat them nicely, find out what they do, and then they have this very close connection with you, right? A relationship that you can build, and you start from there. Like the seed is from there.
How much would you say, like, your whole life you've been lucky to meet the right person in the right place at the right time?
Well, if you are constantly out there, then you get lucky. If you are not out there, you won't get lucky.
So you gotta put yourself out there.
Yeah, you got to put yourself out there. And okay, I'll just another example of I'm an introvert, right?
Yes.
And in my early years of internet marketing, I really cannot even imagine talking to somebody. But yet, when I do my online marketing through email, I would meet these people. Email, completely, and we're talking about Americans through emails, exchanging emails. End up, we have an event that we can go to together. We all go to together, and we say, hey, finally meet you in person, live in the flesh. Then I say, wow, I cannot imagine from email to physical, and now we have connected for years, right? So to me, this is a magical thing, right? And it starts with that simple email, that call, something very basic. We still need that right now in this era.
Nice. So let's change the wheels a bit, and then I want to ask you, what do you think is your biggest failure so far?
In business or?
It can be in business, it can be in life.
My biggest failure, I would say, starting as a dad, I could not spend time with my daughter. When I was working tremendously hard for someone else, I was away a lot. So I didn't see my first daughter, for at least 2 years. Until
So you missed out the whole...
Yeah. So until when she was 2.5 years old, 3, she started to speak.
Yes.
She said, "Daddy, work, Daddy, airplane." Oof. I was like, "Daddy, work, Daddy, airplane." This is very scary, man. Like, that's all you can say about me. Not "Daddy, I love you," "Daddy, I miss you," whatever, right? So that really made me feel that I really need to take control back of my time and really put my foot down, create some freedom, some time for myself and my family.
That you feel like not being there for your daughter was the biggest failure.
So that was my failure at that point in time. One of the biggest, in fact. I didn't see her grow up very much, unfortunately.
Do you resent yourself for not being able to be there for her?
At that time, yes. I've made up to her already. Now she's much older, right?
Yeah.
Almost like a teenager now. Yeah.
How did your wife supported you through this whole thing? Like, while you were away, did she get... Because, like, most couples fight.
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
What brought you both together?
Well, first thing was I got her to work in my business,
Ah,
and yes, she helped me. And then what happened was after she worked in my business for a while, we quarreled a lot.
oh, I thought it was going to be a happy ending.
We quarreled a lot, and then said, yeah, 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 better don't work in my business anymore. Just take care of the fam, you know. And
Okay.
yeah, in the sense that I think she has to take care of the family so that I can do what I want to do.
Mm.
Right. That way, we won't fight. You know, and that helps with the peace. But that doesn't mean I can get away with it, because if I don't date her enough,
Mm.
things can go bad.
So what do you do to keep it things going?
Oh, so I will plan like getaways ahead of time.
Yeah.
I'll tell her like we are going for this, or I'll bring them on surprise trips. You know, then we go out for something nice. Yeah, so I have to plan those things out ahead of time, and then it gets covered. And I'll do 1 month long birthday celebrations. Like, oh, it's your birthday month. 1 whole month every week we will go for something for you only. For you only.
I did this only for your wife, right?
Yeah, for my wife, it's a policy for my whole family now. Actually, for my
Oh.
wife, my kids, myself.
That's
Yeah.
very interesting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then why 1 whole month?
So it's like a birthday month. Like usually it's 1 day, right? Your birthday is like 1 day, happy birthday to you. Blah, blah. Then it's just forgotten, right? It's like
Yes.
Valentine's Day, 1 day, boom, finish. So I realized, let's make it memorable to a extent that it's very memorable,
Mm.
right? So when his birthday month start already, okay, let's go. Where you want to go? Or if for my kids, Toys R Us, fantastic, let's go. All right, like let's keep going. We want to go for 1, 2, 3 different staycations. Let's go. Right. So that happened. This month was my last month. August is my first daughter's birthday.
Yes.
Whole month we were staycationing.
Every weekend?
Every weekend. And then 1 weekend I couldn't because I was working in Singapore. I was flying in Singapore. But I said, let's do something crazy. So I just finished. I went to Fraser's Hill like a few days ago. I went up, and then my daughter is like, oh, we're finished. I say, no, we're not done yet. We are going to
The hotel.
Kwantan.
Oh,
Another hotel.
Another place.
big. So from Fraser's 3.5 hours drive, it's unplanned, right? I just booked, and there's the last 2 rooms in the hotel. I booked, I went, all right?
Wow.
And then I said, okay, now really finish, really finish. So drive back.
And so through all of this,
Yeah.
you felt like you were able to get back on lost time.
Yeah, in a way, yes. I mean, we can only make, I guess we can't make back, but I guess we can only spend time intentionally now,
Yes.
and make it special.
And I know you're a very religious person. How has God put you through for some of your either your toughest times or even like day to day, like how, personally for you?
You know, it's interesting that you mentioned that. So my name, right, Elisha, my dad gave it to me. And in Malaysia, this name almost sounds like a girl's name. Even my hotel reservation is still Mrs. Elisha Hong.
Mrs.
Yeah,
Elisha.
no, it's just literally I just booked and then said Mrs. I told my wife, see, you see the name? But then in the Christian context, like I don't know why, but my dad chose this name because it represents double blessing.
Mm.
And I still don't understand what that means, but I start to understand more recently in my later years. You see, there are Christian business owners out there as well, and people who are, you know, in church.
Mm.
And or ironically, my name might pop up in one of the sermons in church.
Mm.
So let's say, for example, they meet me before they go to church, right? Then after they go to church, the preacher preached about Elisha. Then it's like, oh my God, I need to speak to Elisha right now, man. So they come to me. So I think God spoke to me. I saw your name. I need to talk to you.
That's a very good marketing. That's a very good marketing on God's side for you.
God is doing the marketing for me, right, for that name. So, and this happens many times. Like,
Yeah.
just even a week ago, someone said, I went to church. I need to talk to you, Eli, because I saw your name was raised in the church. Then I said, I need to talk to you. I need to plan something out with you. I said, oh, okay. I guess God spoke to you. So in that sense, I do not resent the name. I think the name has a niche on its own.
Yeah.
Whether I'm placed here for that reason, I don't know. But it has worked out so far in that sense from the people I meet, yeah.
Wow. Okay. Next question I want to ask is this: is when it comes to like somebody like you, right? You're trying to figure out that I'm building a successful business, and then there's also family. Like, how do you balance all these things? Like, because a lot of people is like in the pursuit of building a business, what they do is they lose time because I want the business to work, right? But then you have something like a different setup. Can you tell us more about your current setup in the business and how you see like you went to 3 staycations. Like most business owners don't even have a time for staycations. So tell us more a bit about that.
Yeah, that's a great one. Like even right now, I'm having a preview in Petaling Jaya.
Oh.
Tonight I also got one more preview.
Ah.
I don't have to be at this preview,
Yes.
right? So because I have a team member is handling that, right? So I designed the business to exist hopefully without me most of the time, right? So I can run the ads. Someone's going to follow up. They're going to be there, all right? And then I also run a coaching business, consulting business. So it's all scheduled. So the reason why I have time is because I mindfully schedule all my time, whether it's for my clients or for my family, and in blocks of time. And I work around it, I live around it, right? So if that block of time is available, if I can do something for myself, also I'll block time for myself, right? So I maintain my sanity around those lines of time. We all have 24 hours in a day, but I block out time. And I work by projects as well. So a lot of these projects do not, I know it would take maybe 8 to 10 hours, for example, of my time. And then I said, great, that work out as well. So we have to understand the business model. Like my business model is blocks of time. I'm selling time, but I know how much time I have, and therefore I will spend it accordingly. It's a currency. You know that movie that literally there's time.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they have time on their hand or something.
Yeah. What's it called already, right? So that movie kind of always triggers me about time. I was like, how much time as a currency do I have? And how can I manage that? So through a business model that I do like this, I leverage other people's time. So if you say OPM, right, or other people's money, this one is OPT, about other people's time. And I know how much time I have, and I'll allocate that time. Yeah.
Who would you say is your biggest role model, whether dead or alive?
Dead or alive? Well, I guess it could be my dad. He's still alive. Of course, the late mentor as well. He was important in a sense on the business side. Yeah, they say you got rich dad, poor dad, right? So I guess that's kind of where he is. And my dad is critical because he's a very studious man. He's a retired pastor, and but yet he's pursuing his master's degree right now. I said, you're almost 70. Why are you doing this? He said, oh, you still have to learn. You still have to keep going, and keep your mind working actively. I said, oh, good. At least I know I won't be rotting when I'm 70. His mindset. He would take me out to, popular bookstore, MPH, all this when you were young. Yeah, constantly reading, and he's kind of installed that learning mindset to me, and that's why I consider him my biggest influence. Until now, I love learning. I just learn and learn every moment of the day. I like to learn and implement.
So a lot of people learn, but they don't implement. What do you think is the key difference? What do you think is the key difference? Because you work with customers, you teach them stuff, you give them a lot of information, but where do you draw the line where what's the key difference?
The moment I see something where I can learn, then I want to immediately take action. For example, if you watch a video about building your arms or whatever, right? You have to almost say, okay, what's my next plan? And what's my execution plan? So people don't actually think like that, in a natural sense.
Yeah.
I watch something, I don't do anything. It's the natural way of doing things.
Yeah, they learn something, but they don't do anything.
Exactly. Because there's no implementation of a brain system that says, after I watch this one, I'm going to do. I'm going to do something about it. Write it down, right? Okay, I'm going to do
give
one.
us an example.
Yeah. Let's say, I watched an ad about how to retarget ads.
Yes.
All right. And then I'll say, okay, let me see what is the time investment to finish this training. Okay, 1 hour, great. I will watch 1 hour at 2x speed. Take notes. Immediately, I will then block a time tomorrow to go and try it out as a strategy. And then on top of that, I'll start sharing with my mastermind. I'll share straight up. Say, guys, try this out, man. I'll be like almost immediately you start to teach as well. So from learning, you implement, and then you teach. So this trifecta is critical to allow you to function at a very high implementation stage. If you're just without accountability or no one to share with or whatever, you don't care, right? So that's why I created a mastermind to be accountable to them. At the same time, whatever I learn, I straight away share. Then I also do. Because then the stress is like, oh, if I didn't do, why should I share?
So then it's accountable to not just you, but also yourself.
Yeah.
Okay,
And to them as well.
Wow.
I feel like that's like you know, when you say I want to start jogging, I need to call somebody to jog with you, right? You need that because jogging alone not going to work.
How would you think like it's important to have a group of people around you?
It was super important, yeah.
Why? Give me an example. When how hanging around the right people, they moved you, or they push you forward, or they lift you up in some way.
Yeah. So I'm almost 40 now. In my early 30s,
You don't look 40, dude.
Yeah, thank you.
You have a very cute, young face.
Thank you much. Yeah. The thing is, in my early 30s, I realized that, let's say we are in internet marketing or digital marketing, there are not many people that you can hang out with. Or everyone looks like a competitor with you, right? So I started recruiting my own followers, and then I work together with them. And then I don't feel so lonely. Then I realized everyone else in my space feels the same. They say, you know, in this space, I feel lonely because I'm alone doing it and I don't have someone to share with. And I realized everyone says the same thing, whether it's male, female, anyone, right? Or people who are transitioning from employee to work, right?
Yes.
To work on their own freelance or whatever it is. They're all lonely. The key thing is they're lonely. So then I group everyone together. I said, look, I also don't want to be lonely. In the next 10 years, I got some people to go with, all right? So I brought these people along with me in my journey, and one of my events actually happened in East Malaysia. My producer there dropped me, right? I flew them in, I went there. My producer dropped me and said the events are cancelled. So I have 2 weeks there with a nightmare where, should I just fly home the next day because everything's cancelled?
Yes.
What happened was, because all of my mastermind, there were like 10 of them there, I said, well, look, I'm going to just ask if you guys are okay to work with me and stay here. And shall we just make it fun? So we created an ad, which is the second achievement that I'll answer you on that, is managed to launch a campaign and close 20 businesses in East Malaysia. And we did a live, everyone launched live over there. Ads, right? Everyone there. They had retreats, they had a soap business, they had a probiotics business, college business. We launched all their ads in 1 week. And the mastermind was there. They do the calls for me. So the leads come in hundreds, right? They start calling for me, and then they will start creating the Facebook pages for them.
Wow.
It's like a chain, you know, like a chain of work done that way. So I was really impressed with the teamwork, the people come together. But when I was going through that moment when I got chucked one side, one of my mastermind members said this, you know, Eli, whatever this happened, something big is coming. Something big is coming. I was like, what are you talking about, man? Like, what do you mean something big is coming? No, something big is coming. And this is like the mindset, right, I have. And if there's anything I go through, whether it's a struggle, he said, I will say something big is coming. I said, wow, this is a great mindset. I really want to believe that, and I want to move forward. Something big is coming. So true enough, we managed to impact the business in East Malaysia, Sabah especially. And the lady who we met over there, we worked with her. She was like the taika chair of Sabah, right? And
what's taika chair?
Like the big
tycoon
lady. Actually, she's like the lady boss in the area of Sabah. People know her one, right? And she asked me to consult her bakery school. She runs a business to train chefs in the offshore, those who go to Shell, they live offshore. Yeah. So she trains a lot, and she's like, when I went there, she allowed me to use her space as an event space to promote my marketing event. All right. So that was like the beautiful thing that came out from it almost looked like failure actually. It's a complete failure, I would say. Yeah.
So and the funny thing, it came from just a setback.
Oh, very bad. Yeah, it was a setback.
It was quite a setback.
Oh, it was quite a setback. Especially you made everybody so excited, right? You bring them over there and then like nothing for you guys.
How would you say like what would you say is your biggest hurt or betrayal in business or in life?
Oh yeah, somebody actually copied my work
Mm.
and use it as their own, and didn't ask for permission.
But in the world of internet, people do that all the time. So what? So how can we? How do you overcome that?
Imagine you drew the canvas, right? It's
Yeah.
exactly yours. So like for example, when I built a WordPress website, it has my DNA in it,
Yes.
right? So I know like, okay, this is the headline, this is the color that I use,
Yes.
and there's like 3 or 4 call to actions. The way I design it at that time, nobody has this. Actually, most people when they do a landing page, they only have 1 or 2. I have like 3 or 5, like every point, and the color is the same. So I realized he took everything word for word, colors the same, put it out on there. At least attribute lah. Ask, hey, can I use it? You know, but he kind of almost did it without permission. So,
And then you take action in and
you know, I just let it be. But someone else shared
share
and
to
say,
you.
hey. So we know that the guy did it anyway. So
So that hurt you a lot.
that of course that's bad. Yeah, yeah. Of course there are you know other things like. You know, working in the other company, I was told that I cannot make it out there, right? So, as in, like, you'll be pretty much unable to pay your bills, which is true, end up being true. You have problems in your family, things like that. So, when someone actually says that, that's also a pretty scary sort of prophecy. It's like saying that I'm not capable of taking care of myself, my family, and then it also came true, you know. It came true because it becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yes.
And then you have to kind of go through a moment, like, why is that true? Did I allow that, or can I overcome that? And that's where I met the other mentor. I think, of course, this one I would say is Joe Bauer, and he said something very important as well. He said, you need to give your permission. You need to give yourself permission, all right, Eli, to do things. Give yourself permission. I was like, what does that mean? And give myself permission, right? And that means I have to allow myself to grow. I mean, to allow myself to do things outside my comfort zone and start to grow. You know, just be, right? You know, just have to be and make it happen.
Who would you say, like you have a lot of mentors that help you, right? But then, who would you say is the one that lifted you up the most?
Lifted me up most. It's quite a lot actually. Yeah. I mean, every one of them have.
But if you could choose one, right?
Well, choose one. But I have to say Sean Law already. This one I have to name him.
Yes.
The late Sean Law. I mean, he's a mixed bag, good and bad. But he put me up on stage. I mean, you know, there are
That was the first time you ever spoke on stage.
no, I have spoken before
Yeah.
actually, previously
Yes.
with another one.
But it was the first time you spoke for yourself.
Yeah, he gave me a space, like, corner for Eli, please. I was like, what? I get a corner? He opened just one. He said, how you want to do the corner? I put one TV here, then he's like, don't do it this way, do it that. So he would just tell me, this is your space, you do what you want to do. Just talk about it, right? And he said, what you want to call this funnel? What you want to call it? Name it yourself, right? Then he said, yes, okay. So I was like, wow. And even though it's just a breakout corner, all right, and he put me on stage as well for about 200 or 300 people. He also gave me space to talk about, you know, tech stuff and all that, in my own way, like my own space, how to really, you know, make it. Right. He believed in me. He believed in me.
Would you say you believe in yourself?
And then I believe in myself. And of course, he said something very, very interesting. He said that, wow, you could be bigger than the guy who, you know, you worked with before. You could potentially be bigger than him, or bigger. Of course, he said it with quite a lot of wine. And I was thinking, just take it with a pinch of salt, right? But that was enough to lift me, because, you know, in the backstage, when you say something like, after I'm done coming down,
Yes.
he said, you could be bigger than. Then I'm like, what? Are you drunk? Because to me, at that point in time, I'm still trying to get a sense of it.
Get your footing.
Yeah.
Ah.
I mean, to be on that stage, obviously I've been on stage before, but not like that kind of stage, where he would tell me, I only went there with really what I'm dressing right now. He said, you need to get off there, cut your hair, go get a haircut, and then go get a suit, right? And then you come. Yeah, to go to the mall and get a haircut, go get G2000. And oddly, when I went on stage coming down, someone said, your price tag is still at the back. Wow, that's when I realized, yeah, I really need to package myself better,
Yes.
right? And he said, good, everything's good.
Wow. So the last two questions, just want to quickly ask you, which is this, okay? Where do you think the world of AI and technology and marketing is heading?
I think we are going to live in a symbiosis, togetherness, when we, like now we are 10 times faster in what we do, right? So I think AI will make us even faster than before,
Yes.
and more capable than ever before.
Then what makes us still relevant?
That is, AI makes us even more relevant because with the way we prompt them,
Uh-huh.
and then suddenly, like in my preparation coming here, I asked AI like, hey, can you search a bit more about Eli Hong? Came out and then create questions and what I prepared something
Yes.
to kind of frame my mind towards. It helps you think, right? Clearly, better, intentionally.
Yeah.
If you prompt it correctly, it gives you the outcome that you want,
Mm.
as opposed to having to think all of that, and then 2 hours later, I kind of know what I want to talk about, right? So yeah, I've become a bit more superhuman with AI. I think that's the beautiful thing about AI. Yeah.
So your perspective is AI is not doom and gloom. It's actually the people who use AI will get an advantage.
I love it. Yeah. All of us will get advantage from using AI. We'll be better people.
But wouldn't that make us dumb? Because every single thing we're asking AI now, would that make us dumb in the long term?
It makes us smarter because we are actually reading it out, reading the data that they have, right? That they have collated.
Oh, so you have more information.
Yeah, yes. Like if you want, like for example, I'm planning to get a truck, right?
Yes.
Because I'm starting a farm, and I can, for the life of me, I don't know what to look for. Then I said, give me a list of everything with the cost. Well, suddenly I'm damn smart, right? I know what it is. I know what to look for. I know what to expect. What's the financial, things that I need to look at?
Yeah.
And is this reliable? Suddenly I'm so brilliant, right? So it's kind of like that, right?
So you got more information in your finger.
Yeah.
Wow.
Of course, on the opposite side is like if you're not thinking like, give me the best copy for this. The prompt also doesn't give you nothing, right? It's because you have to be as good as what the prompt is going to be.
Okay. Well, which then leads us to the last question. Do you believe that you are loved for who you are or what you do?
Do I believe I love?
If you're loved by the people around you
Yes.
for who you are,
Uh-huh.
or you're loved by the people around you because of what you do.
So it's an external thing.
It can be external or internal.
No, I more recently learned that you need to love yourself first, because the people around you may love you, but they also can hurt you. And I'll just be very honest. When I look at my phone, last time used to be family photo, but sometimes family will let you down. So now my picture on my phone is just a rainbow. And it's biblical because rainbow means promise from God, right? After the flood, there's a rainbow after. So I look at loving self first, and then of course God, right? Loving Him, and then me, and then I can give love to others, and then they will love me. That's the sequence that I look at right now. Because I have been burned in the sense that that's a quick example. My daughter, you shower her with how many staycations, tomorrow reset to 0. Daddy, I want this. Daddy, I want that. I said, okay. If I don't have enough to give, I can't give you anymore, right? But because I take care of myself, okay, what you want? You want that? Okay, let's go. So it's something along those lines. Fill up your tank first. Then when you can give other people, then it's easier to receive also. Yeah, that's my take.
Nice. So thank you very much, Eli, for this episode. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, David, for inviting me here.
Nice.
I love it, man. Thanks, bro.
Thank you.